All right, welcome back to the channel. In this video, David Benavidez's team exposes Turki Alalsheik, some very funny negotiation tactics, and their absolute refusal to kiss the ring despite Turki Alalsheik's huge money offers. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. And actually, man, this is some very, very good news as one of the most respected promoters in boxing, Samson, who works with one of the best fighters in the world, the former 68-pound champion and current WBA mandatory challenger to Canelo Alvarez at 168, David Benavidez. Samson made a statement to Sean Vitale, who has a YouTube page that used to be on Fight Hype. I'm not sure if he's still on Fight Hype, but a very good-known journalist in boxing, asked some questions of Samson, and it further explained what happened as far as the breakdown between Turki Alalsheik and David Benavidez, where Turki Alalsheik, my understanding, had promised David Benavidez that David Benavidez would be able to fight the winner of Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. So when Dmitry Bivol beat Artur Beterbiev, the WBC had already ordered the winner of that fight to fight David Benavidez. David Benavidez goes out to Saudi Arabia and goes to the event where Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol are going to fight. My understanding is that David Benavidez got up and left before the main event, then went home, flew all the way back home from Saudi Arabia, pretty much spending the majority of his time on an airplane. After David Benavidez comes back and some time passes, Turki Alalsheik says that he is no longer interested in a fight between David Benavidez and Dmitry Bivol. So now, the offer to David Benavidez is that David Benavidez can fight for an interim title. Samson response to this, I think, is something that many people should listen to, because not only is he obviously very knowledgeable about the sport of boxing, he's also 75 years old, and the amount of time that he's going to be working in boxing moving forward, at that age is always, for everyone, limited. So he may have a little bit more free reign to say what he feels and to operate in a fashion that he thinks is appropriate. So this is basically what Samson said. He says that I am loyal to Louis de Cuba, and Louis de Cuba and I are loyal to David Benavidez. David Benavidez does not care how much money you're going to offer him to fight for an interim title. That David Benavidez insists on fighting for the full WBC championship. He then goes on to say that he himself personally have been in boxing a long time. He's a good guy. He's very, very loyal to the people that have helped him, and that he has enough money in his life that he doesn't need another big payday, and so therefore the money is never going to move him and force him to kiss the ring of somebody like Turki Alalsheik. Now, what does he mean by kiss the ring? When you kiss somebody's ring, you are letting them know that you are their inferior, that they are your superior, and that you are essentially prostrating yourself in front of them, and now you work underneath their dominion. That is why when you walk up to the king, you kiss the king's ring. And so Samson is saying, yeah, I'll do business with you, but you have to be fair to us, and I'm going to represent my fighter and my fighter's interest before I look out for my own interest. And I think that that is the way that you should run a business. I think that that makes absolute positive sense for a man in Samson Leskovich's position, which tells you what? That not everybody can be bought, especially people that have what Samson Leskovich says he has, which is enough money where he doesn't have to work again. So as long as a guy like Samson Leskovich, a guy like Bob Arum, a guy like Oscar De La Hoya, a guy like Al Heyman, a guy like Gervonta Davis can turn around and say, look, man, I'd love to do business with you, but if you think I have to be your royal subject in order for me to do business with you, then no, I don't want to do that type of business with you. And I'm just going to go find out a way to make less money with somebody else that is going to deal with me as an equal and not deal with me as somebody that they are going to be able to give dictates to and instruct in all their other activities. So hats off goes off to Samson Leskovich, because clearly that was not what was going on with the promoters in the UK, who pretty much bowed down to Turki Alalsheik and said, hey, man, we're going to do any fight that you're willing to pay for. But what happened to those UK promoters that did that? Eddie Hearn, for example, all of a sudden, two things go wrong. One, Turki Alalsheik is going to be out of boxing in 18 months. So, what is there for him to look forward to with Turki Alalsheik? So pretty much all the damage that his fighters, all the losses that his best fighters have taken, none of that was to build for the greater good of Matchroom Promotions. It was all to build for the greater good of Turki Alalsheik. So, fell victim to Turki Alalsheik in that particular way. But even now, Eddie Hearn is saying, look, man, Eddie Hearn also, the second way this Eddie Hearn had suffered was that Eddie Hearn said that he was not able to put on regular fights anymore in the UK because everybody is looking to get those inflated Turki Alalsheik paydays, and they're willing to sit and not fight before they get in the ring and fight for less money. So it damaged Eddie Hearn's stable in some very serious ways. Not that Eddie Hearn can't recover from it and he can't get back, but there's definitely going to be a degree of him needing to recover from the losses in his stable that he received. And seeing as Eddie Hearn is only 40-something years old, Eddie's got another 35, 40 years of working. So basically he has to start from the ground up with the stable that was destroyed through his relationship with Turki Alalsheik. And Samson Leskovich is saying, I'm not going to give that amount of control to Turki Alalsheik over my organization. I'm going to trust in Louis DeCuba, and I'm going to look out for the best interests of fighters who, by the way, get paid enough money where if they take care of the money that they have in their life right now, they don't have to do all kind of extra things that would isolate them from the people that got them to where they are in the first place. Because, the same people you see on the way up, they say are the same people you see on the way down. So it's very, very important that you treat the people with respect, courtesy, professionalism on the way up, so that when you eventually start to slide, that they respect what you did on the way up and they're not looking to hurt you on your way down. So shout out to Kamal Oz. Kamal Oz also wanted me to point out about Jai Opetaia and I'm going to use Jai Opetaia in this example, that even though look at what is going on with Jai Opetaia and the cherry and the cupcake fights that they're feeding Jai Opetaia to try to build Jai Opetaia up, and compare that to the fighters like what Martin Bakole has to go through, what Deontay Wilder has to go through on the same fight card that Turki Alalsheik has, the fighters that he prefers on. Go and look at what happened to Carlos Adames when Carlos Adames was fighting Shiraz, a guy that, number one, looks like he's way too big for that weight class to begin with. But then Turki Alalsheik literally tells that team how many points are left, how many points they're down on an official scorecard. Yeah. Go ahead and give your kingdom that you built for over decades and decades and decades over to him so he can burn it all up with at his whim, and your family and your organization is left in shambles while he moves on to the next thing in 18 months. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.